Welcome back, everybody. Here's a little video done on the Hornady lock and load AP press with the case feeder and the bullet feeder. I will say Hornady has probably the best bullet feeder system out there. I don't think you can beat it. Their case feeder, on the other hand, needs a little design change. The Dillon company, the Dillon precision presses, have the best case feeder system on the market today. If you can combine the Dillon case feeder and the Hornady bullet feeder, you would have the ultimate setup. But Hornady needs to make a little bit of an engineering change. Instead of machining this whole panel, this whole section right here completely flat, they need to come right here where this aluminum ductwork tape is and leave about a 1/16 inch thick wall about 3/16 high, and that would eliminate all the problems on this press. What happens is when the dies or when the case comes down, lands on this smooth surface, if you really are cranking on the press, getting it going at a good speed, your brass will fall off to the side. 9 times out of 10 it falls to the outside of the press into the catch bin. Very rarely does it go inside. Occasionally it does, but I mean, out of 3 years or so on this press, maybe only 2 fell inside, the rest of them came outside. So you just take a piece of this tape, take about 2.5 inches of the tape, you cut it, you fold, peel all the backing off of it, fold it all over except for about the last 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch. Stick that on the bottom of this, lift it up, stick it on the bottom, then just fold the rest of the material up, and you can even press it to shape inside this pusher, your brass pusher here. It won't matter. It doesn't, as you can see, it doesn't affect anything. But I'll show you real quick how good this works. I usually get a little bit closer so I can watch the powder intake. Oh, my fault. I messed that up. Fell to the side. A mistake. That's one to go on the shelf. If I double charge that or not, so I want to be safe. That's one thing about progressive press. If something like this happens, you're not sure, just take it out. You can always come back to it later. And as you see, none of the brass is falling off the push tray, all because of that little piece of aluminum tape right there. And you can get a pretty good speed going. Now, bar a couple mistakes, like I said, I don't know. I don't think that's actually overcharged, but I don't want to take the shot or take the chance with it. It's one thing, when you are reloading, you have to pay attention. Don't let distractions get to you. And even as simple as making a video like this, you saw what happened. In the speed that I was going, the bullet actually fell over to the side instead of in it, or actually fell in it straight, then fell over on the transfer from here to here. And I actually didn't catch it at first, as you can see. I started to press it up in there and it wouldn't go. And then when that happened, I backed off, then started again. So I may have double charged that with the press, may have double charged it on that one piece of brass. So I took it out also, set it to the side. You don't want to make any mistakes. I mean, it could be as simple as having a radio on and your favorite song comes on, you start singing the song and you're getting in the rhythm, you're not really paying attention, that can happen to you. Someone calls on a cell phone, or more likely a text message, something. When you're reloading, you don't want to lose concentration. Like I said, I'm sitting back a little bit farther than I normally do because of the camera tripod, which is right here. But usually I'm like right up on it. That way I have a visual of the powder every time. So I bring it down, bring it up, and it comes back up. This drops down, I can see the powder, swing it right back over. I just keep a constant eye on that. Because you don't want to double charge, and you don't want to have one with no powder in it, because your primer may very well make the bullet exit the case, but not your gun. It'll get lodged in the barrel right past the chambering, and what happens at that point is you'll get what is known as a squib load. And if you have a high capacity magazine in your gun and you're standing there just ripping off, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you got that squib load, it may have enough power from your primer to eject it and load another one up right behind it and shut because it's up in the barrel. But when you pull the trigger that second time, you're going to blow the gun apart. The barrel's going to blow apart. The section of the chamber that sticks out of your slide will probably blow apart, all because of this. Actually, I'm going to leave that like that. Let me grab a new bullet up here. Because this actually went in the barrel enough to where another one was able to chamber right behind it. So now this is what you got in your barrel. And there's not enough pressure for both of them to go out. So the power, the pressure, the explosion has to go somewhere. And that's what will blow a gun apart. That's why they tell you when you go to a range, you'll see a lot of ranges say absolutely no rapid fire. Because they know, especially in today's market, with ammo being as hard to get or expensive, if you can find it, that more and more people are reloading. Now, sadly, some people who reload don't pay attention to that. They would have done that, and maybe, obviously you'd have caught that one, because there's no way that was going to go up there and get seated. But they wouldn't have thought to look, oh wait, maybe I double charged it when I backed it up and hit it again. And chances are it didn't get double charged because the way this press is designed, it turns this way, but if I shoved it back enough after it already dropped it, then it would double charge. So it's just a chance it's not worth taking. It's not worth losing a finger or fingers, or your eye, or both eyes, or at least one of them, especially when you're shooting a rifle or a shotgun, because it's right up by your eye. With a pistol, it's out like this. Chances are you're going to hurt your fingers more than anything. This, I got stitches in my thumb due to a Kershaw knife that I was sharpening. An old saying used to be told to me all the time, fit right in for that. You got to be tough when you're done. Well, I had the case like this, went to put the knife in it, and it went above the case and went straight across my thumb. So, again, I wasn't paying. Had I kept my eye on it and watched it go in, I wouldn't have cut myself. But I got complacent. I was in a hurry. Bam. And that's what will happen here. You'll get a load that won't have any powder in it. The primer may have enough to get it out fast enough to where another one will come behind it. You'll pull the trigger and it blows up. So actually, in a way, even though this video was just supposed to be on this piece of aluminum tape here, I'm kind of glad this happened, so I was able to go into something else. I mean, you see, I pressed that in there some. It's not coming out. It's got powder in it and everything. I'm going to put that on the wall of shame, because everybody that reloads makes mistakes sooner or later. If you don't, then you're not reloading enough. I'll put that right up there on the Hornady powered case trimmer. But we're building over at the club, we're building a section of a wall with shelving, and all of us reload are bringing over our mistakes. That's actually neat. That'll look kind of like a trophy on top. But it just goes to show you, you got to pay attention. That went up, hit, and knew it wasn't right, took it out. Then I looked at this one, and it looked like, now I don't think it actually double charged, but it looked like it had more powder in it than the one that was right here. So if you look here, with the load I'm shooting, it's right around halfway. And I use, the powders I use are Hodgdon, IMR, and Winchester powders. Bullets, Rainier. That's what I use exclusively, is those 3 powder brands and Rainier bullets exclusively. Best scores, best shooting, everything has happened with a combination of Rainier and one of those 3 powders. This happens to be 700X for my 9mm. 45s I use PB, and in the 40 on the Dillon I use Autocomp, and then the 45s over here on the Pro 2000, it is PB powder. So you have to work with different powders, get different things until you get the right one in and what works for your gun. Now what may be best for my 45 may not be best for yours. Each gun's different. That's why you have to experiment. But that's off subject again. Like I said, I'm kind of glad that happened because it gave me a chance to explain something else to you about reloading. Because if you're sitting here texting or reading a text while you're running it, and you may think it's okay, just sit here and go, John sent me a text, yeah, whatever. And then all of a sudden, now see right there. That was enough to stop it there. That didn't go over. And for some reason, there's powder in there. Actually, I know why I did that. I didn't run the handle right on purpose to show you in particularly what can happen, how easy it can happen. And those mistakes can cost you an appendage or your eyesight. It's not worth it. I don't even bring my phone down here when I reload. If it's important enough, they can call the house. If not, they can wait till I'm done here. I don't turn the radio on. I sit, and I actually, like I said, I sit closer so I can watch it and I can see the powder that's going around. And that way I know every round that comes in here that's finished is 100% complete. It's got the right powder. The bullet is seated just right. It's ready to go. I'm safe. But it's so easy to be distracted and still pull that handle and keep running, and you can make a mistake. Alright, that's it for now. Talk to you very soon. Thanks.